Hi everyone! Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am making a video in response to a request. Someone watched my inlay earring, how to make inlay earrings using kerf, and then asked, well, how do I actually do this on LightBurn? Can you do a tutorial? So here we are. I'm going to show you a very simple like picture frame earring, how to create this in LightBurn, and then how to do your offsets so you can test it out in your laser, or you just want to do it yourself with any other design that you have. It's very straightforward. And this is kind of like the file that I always provide when I create files so that people can test their offset in their laser. It's generally between these 0.008. And if you ever test it out and this is still like what is it? If it's still dropping out, then you probably need to go higher. So then you need to go to 0.001 or 11. So we're going to recreate. We're just going to recreate this earring. So I'm also going to show you how to like create an earring. It's very simple. We're using shapes. We're basically going to use shapes, weld, and offset. Okay, so let's go ahead. So let's create our oval. We're just going to create an oval shape that we like. Oh, not an engrave though. We're going to change that to a line. So this is now line, black line. This is the way that the colors that I have, everyone has their colors differently. This is just how I make sense in my mind. I have cut, engrave, score. That's how I make sense in my mind. So I have my outline, and now I'm going to offset this to create the outline here. So I'm going to go here to the offset button. I'm going to click it, and that is clearly not enough. So I'm going to see what 1 looks like, and 1 is not enough. What about 2? 2 may be a little too much, so I'm going to go 1/8, see how that looks, because you want to make sure that when you're creating an outline, the piece of wood or acrylic that's going to hold the inlay, it needs to be thick enough, because if it's too thin, it's going to be too malleable. And probably not be able to hold in the inlay so well. So you want a good amount of acrylic or wood around it. So I feel that's a good amount. Okay. Oh, let's do that again. So offset. I had delete original objects. I got to get rid of that, and that's why I got rid of that. So go back. We're good. And now I'm going to create where the earring wire goes, or your jump ring, depends how you're making the your earring. I'm once again going to make a circle. This time I'm going to hold down shift, and it creates a perfect circle. And then I'm going to put 0.7, because for me I know that at 0.7 my earring wire can go in, but if I'm using an earring wire with a ball on the end, it's not going to fall through. So that's my measurement. Now I want to center it. I grab all of those from the right hand side and then press center. This is the center button, centering button. And now I can select this jump ring and I can drag it down. If I press shift and drag it down, it goes down in a perfectly straight line. I want it about there. And now I'm going to select where the earring wire is going to go, offset again. I feel like that's a little too big, so I'm going to bring it down a little. That's a little too small. 5, maybe a little bit 4. I think that's good. Say okay. And now in order to join these together, I'm going to grab just these two, just the outline of the oval and the outline of the circle there. And I'm going to come here to this weld button. And I weld it, and that's it. I have the basic shape, right? Okay, so now step number 2. And honestly, I like the way I did this way here. It's a little bit more streamlined, but this is all also preferences. I find this one's a little bit more streamlined. So I'd probably go in there and bring this in a little bit more. It's looking a little empty, but it's definitely going to be strong. Okay, but now how do I do my offset? It's very simple. So all you are worried about is this inner shape. So you are basically, this is the inner shape that is going to inlay into the earring here. And so you have to offset this in a shape in order to compensate for the amount of material that is going to be cut when you're using your layer. So it's going to be cutting when you cut this outer shape, and it's going to cut when you're also cutting your inlay shape. So you have to offset that. Either you figured it out when you did this experiment with your digital calipers, which is in my video, or you have to do trial and error, which is why I do these sheets for people. And so most people's lasers, the offset is between 007 and 009. So I'm going to do 007. So I have this shape here. I'm going to go offset it. Press offset. I'm going to move it down so you can see what I'm doing. And I am going to write in 007. And you see it's so close now that when I'm doing the offsets for curve, I then do delete original object, because sometimes it can be too fiddly to try and go in there and get the right one. So delete original object. And also I just want to point out that I'm always just doing outward. And since this is a round shape, I'm just doing round. When you're doing a more of a squared up shape, you should test out to see if either of these work out better for you. So delete original shape, object, toggle that one on, and then OK. And this is now the 0.07 that you can test out in your laser to see if you cut out the outer shape, you cut out the inner shape. This is, you can see whether it is working. If it is still falling through, you need to increase your offset. If it is too big, you need to decrease your offset. So by doing one that's kind of in the middle, you can start playing around with what your offset probably is. Or you can do the sheet and play around. And sometimes, like in my video, it turned out that two of them were in between. So these are such small numbers, but the laser is cutting so precisely that sometimes it will be exactly in between. Like you can't just get away with either one's too tight and the other one's falling through. It also, if you watch the main video, it depends on your material. Wood is more malleable. Acrylic is not forgiving. So acrylic, it has to be right on, and your acrylic has to be cutting smoothly. There are lots of different factors. So you can watch my main video where I talk about all those different factors. And then let's just quickly recreate this one so you can see how this one's recreated. So once again, I just got an oval. Also, I didn't talk about here, but you really should be sizing your earrings too. So I'm going to get my oval. This one's a little bit like rounder. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, 0.3, and then enter. And I have this locked. So whatever I mess with one, it's going to change the other one proportionally. So enter, and that made it smaller. And now I'm going to offset that. And I take this out of the way. I'm going to offset it like, let's see, 1.7, 1.6. I like that. Okay, I'm going to remove this delete original objects. I need both of them. Okay, and now this is basically just another circle that I've created. And I can basically grab the circle, come in here, see what I like, and just once again go in and collect, and this time select in one, and I can weld. Actually, yeah, I can weld, but it's not going to work. So actually, you can then test out and see which ones, and also you have to, nope. So sometimes it has to do with order of play. So I just didn't do the right one with the right one. I think it's this one. There we go. So it's the order of play. Like if it's not working out what you want, basically you chose them in the wrong direction. But basically you are choosing your main element first and what you want to extract from second. So if I show you that again, so I picked this one, that is my main element. And then I picked the one that I want to extract it from. And then I went here, and this is the extraction one. And there you go. And I should do a whole tutorial on welding because there's actually a cheat tool that you can use on LightBurn too. So you now have this kind of picture frame. And then once again, I'm going to put in where my earring holder goes or my earring wire goes. So shift, create a perfect circle. And then I'm going to come in here and do 0.7 because that's the measurement that I like. And then I'm going to select it. And I am going to drag it down. And I am going to center it. Let me center it here. And there you go. And I recreated this for you. And so what is like, once you learn all these functions, I have a great course on how to use LightBurn. It's a course I wish I had when I had to move to LightBurn really quickly between lasers. I went from a Glowforge that has everything kind of in-house, the software, to Mira 9. And in the space of like 3 days, I had to learn LightBurn and just mad watching everything on YouTube. And a lot of the YouTube videos, people don't really know what they're talking about. So this is the course, like after I've been using LightBurn for like 2 years, this is the course I wish I had, and I will leave a link below. And also, if you have any questions, let me know. I love to make more tutorials for you. And if you want to see what the earrings actually look like, there are like these really fun picture frame earrings. It's a simple design, but you get to highlight acrylics that you really like or patterned MDFs. This one's like a fun dancing skeleton. Pretty sure it's from Smoky Hills. And I have these that are also really fun also from Smoky Hills acrylic. It's like roses. And so it's just a great way to highlight a beautiful like patterned acrylic that you have. Really, really pretty. Not all earrings have to be complicated, right? Sometimes we can have a simple design so we can highlight patterned acrylics and patterned MDFs that we really like. And this is perfect for that. The like little picture frame earrings. And if you want to like see more of my tutorials, if you want to learn how to figure out your kerf on your laser, I have a longer how to figure out your kerf on your laser tutorial on YouTube that I'll link below. And you are more than welcome to join me for one of my courses. I teach a course on laser design, a course on making laser earrings, over 50 techniques from beginner to super advanced on how to make earrings uniquely yours. And take advantage of your laser, fully use all of the different materials and acrylics to make something that's truly unique. And I have a wonderful course on how to sell too, how to best use your time smartly to sell, because nowadays there's just so many social medias and so many algorithms that we have to figure out. And I teach you how to use your time smarter, not harder. And thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, as always, ask below in the commentary or join me in my Facebook group, All Things Laser. And thank you so much.